4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone, thank you very much for joining UAA Professional Development Seminar. I'm honored to introduce our guest today, Vera Pospilova, PhD student visiting UAA from University of Alcalá in Madrid, Spain. Vera holds a degree in computer engineering, a master's in IT project management, and is currently pursuing her PhD in IT professionalism. With over 5 years of professional experience, Vera has worked both in private IT companies and as a researcher at the University of Alcalá. During her academic journey, she actively contributed to various Erasmus Plus European projects. Additionally, she serves as an adjunct lecturer in the Department of Computer Science, where she imparts knowledge in computer science and project management. Vera's expertise extends to consultancy work for the European Commission, where she ensures compliance with digital accessibility requirements under the European standards. She has also worked with the Spanish public ministries to enhance digital accessibility for documents. Her research is focused on IT professionalism and digital accessibility. I turn it over to Vera now, and thanks very much for accepting our invitation. We are very excited for your talk.
Thank you, Masume. Well, hello everyone. I'm Vera, as Masume introduced me, and I will explain about Erasmus Plus European projects, their opportunities, and how we can take advantage of them in Europe for many things we are doing there. Let me kind of repeat what Masume said about me, kind of more slowly, to introduce myself. You always can find me in LinkedIn. Just put my name and surname. They kind of unique, so you will find me very easily there. Yeah, I'm working in the field of IT, information technology. I also have a master in IT project management. And well, once in my life, I decided to go for other masters, specialization masters. And I did a master in motorsport, which is kind of similar to IT, but very different field. And right now I'm currently pending to defend my PhD thesis on IT professionalism. IT professionalism is kind of study the skills gaps between market demand and supply. I will explain a little bit later about. I am right now adjunct lecturer in my home institution, University of Alcalá, in a computer science department. I'm working there also as researcher and project manager for these Erasmus Plus European projects. And my main research lines are soft skills and digital accessibility. I have near 10 years of working experience in private companies, mostly international companies as Aerospace, Defense and Space and GMB. I also was working for some teams. I am already working also combining with my main job at the university as a data engineer for race cars. And
Do you get to drive the cars?
no, I'm not driving. I'm just engineer. To drive the car, yeah, it's kind of difficult, but maybe someday if I will be rich, I would like to try. Yeah, and well, during my journey in the University of Alcalá, many opportunities arise. So I have been expert appointed by CIPIS, which is one of the organizations we have in Europe about Council of European Professional Information Societies. I also was contracted by European Commission directly to be as digital accessibility expert, and I also have some contracts with Spanish public ministries, which is a government organization in Spain, to be also digital accessibility expert. well, let me also introduce briefly what is University of Alcalá. If you're just interested to come there someday and visit, do research stay or whatever. Well, Alcalá de Henares, where my university is placed, is one of the city in Spain, in Madrid, which a lot of history. Someday, if you are out, just come there and I will explain you the history of Alcalá de Henares, which has been a city most important than the whole Madrid city, some many years ago. It's a public university. We have around 30,000 students. We have a lot of also like around 2,000 teachers. We have 3 different campuses, kind of similar to this university. We also have campuses around. And yes, we kind of like small, medium-sized university. Yes, my department is computer science department. We have a different kind of research group. By the way, well, right now it's not visible, but I providing link for some of the words are there in blue. As this presentation will be available in the internet, so you can check it out if you are interested. Well, we are located outside in the city of Alcalá de Henares, but kind of outside campus. And we teach mostly engineering programs, and also we have some transversal subjects in another degrees like business administration or tourism and other transversal degrees which require some IT knowledge. We also offer different master programs in IT and PhD programs. Let's now talk about Erasmus Plus projects and opportunities which can emerge from them. By the way, this is my we kind of team at the left is Luis Fernandez. He's a supervisor and a leader of our team, and on my right side is Ines. She's also a colleague, so we work together, both of 3 of us. Do anyone knows what is Erasmus Plus European projects? Have you heard about them? Okay, no clue. Let me explain. Usually these projects are calls for proposals, which are published by European Commission, which is European Union. European Union has some kind of budget for every year to make these projects. So they hold this money, and also they give some money to European countries. So usually these countries, and also at European level, they publish call for proposals. So any institution in Spain can participate in these calls for proposals and present some project. If the evaluators like the proposal, they will be grant you with the money you ask for to make this project. It's kind of similar, I guess, here in America. You also have projects.
Is it similar to the NSF?
Yeah, I think so. Yes, it's kind of similar, but this is kind of for European level. We also can extend to worldwide, not only for Europe. But you have to justify like a lot why, for example, you want to collaborate with another continent outside of Europe, but it's possible also. These programs also offer many other opportunities. So it's not about just to present some project. It's also staff mobility, it's also students mobility, and it's also for researchers to go to another institutions and develop them themselves. Like, so yeah, it's kind of very interesting opportunities here. Usually in Europe we have different different key actions like and priorities. I will explain later, but these key actions means that we have some priorities set it up for European Union. So you probably your project will be funded if you want to achieve some of these kind of priorities the European Union has set. And all the results are publicly available through the Erasmus Plus platform. You can access and check all the materials which has been developed for some Erasmus Plus European projects. It's kind of mandatory because in Europe it's a kind of public money, so all the results must be publicly published and available for everyone. The interesting thing from here is that some small, medium enterprise companies are focused on these European projects, so they can survive through these European projects. Some of the foundations also, and the universities are also very interesting because it's kind of create the importance of the university in Europe if the university is doing many of these kind of projects. And well, also local schools and high schools are also having these projects, but oriented more to students' mobility and staff mobility also. So, well, this is kind of some of the priorities the European Union has set. Usually these priorities change every 5 years. So these priorities just leads to some different kind of opportunities. Right now we are very focused on sustainability and also social. Well, different kind of social aspects we have in Europe. So let me briefly introduce you the projects I'm currently working on. We are working currently on 7 European projects. So let me explain just briefly what they are. Well, first of all, GreenCo, Green Computing App and MOOC for awareness raising on digital pollution. We started it last year. You can check the website of the project after I share my presentation, and also the project resource platform for some of the results we already developed and we published there. It has as main objective raise awareness of the environmental impact of excessive data consumption and propose measures to reduce it. We want to create this awareness because we set target of age like to the people between 15 and 29 years old. So we want to do we want to create for them gamified experience, which is develop an application with some kind of gamification. It's kind of a game, but it's a learning game, so that people can learn about this. Yes, so as Mayo puts in this project, it's an ebook which is compiles different information about green computing, topics like digital pollution, efficient energy consumption, waste, electronic waste recycling, and also some kind of legislation topics. And then we are currently developing this gamified application app. The next project is VELA, Environment through Innovative and Inclusive Learning Approach. We also started last year, and the main objective here is to create awareness for vocational education training to support innovative and inclusion of vulnerable groups. So we want to teach a teacher of these vocational education training providers which relevant topic in this field. So we currently are developing it's almost finished the platform which contains the following topics about digital accessibility, digital inclusion, gamification, and also quality and innovation in e-learning. So this kind of topic can help to these people to reach more awareness about especially digital accessibility, which can be benefit to some vulnerable groups, and also digital inclusion, which is can be helpful to support some inclusion of vulnerable groups. If you just want to check out one of the generated results we have, for example, for this project, well, I'm posting there a link to the website. You can register to the platform. In organization name, if you put my university to know that you are coming from from my dissemination of this project, it will be cool. So you can check, for example, for this project what we are working on. The next one is European Project DICE. It's kind of create digital community engagement accelerator platform for student learning and socio-economic impact. We also started it last year. And here, for example, if we want to seek in this project, how can the university educators adapt their learning contents to be also to be helpful to help others and not just oriented to the industry. For example, for example, I am teacher of project management in my home institution. So how I can adapt my materials not only to be oriented to industry, but also to help to some community. Like, for example, which these materials can be helpful to run a dog shelter, for example, which is to be like community engagement, you know. So as the social aspects right now in Europe are very important, these kind of actions are important, not only to orient students to industry, but if you also want to kind of be helpful in some social aspect, consider some of the points of your subject to be helpful to this kind of communities. Well, here the main outputs also are to create a web-based platform in this kind of value maps. Value maps are like what students will learn and which social impact it will be obtained. This is kind of a value map. So we want to create a learning platform based on these specific value maps. These other European projects, the EU, it's very similar to the previous one, to the DICE I explained before. This is kind of more oriented to students, not to lecturers. This is about like boosting sustainability and social change through youth-led community development. We also started it last year, and we want to create awareness of young people to be more socially involved and active participation in different community contexts. Like, for example, how young people can contribute and which the skills are important to do that. Also, the current community development leaders can learn and teach based on the experience to that young people to create engagement and to create awareness in this topic, like how we can help others. No? So main outputs here in this project is kind of more like a capacity building. It's like to make networking, make contacts. For example, some of the students traveled to Italy to to be part of the community, so they can learn from each other, and maybe they can create between them a group to be active, to actively participate in this community engagement. We also, some of the teachers also, well, not teachers, youth workers also have gone to Italy to learn together, and these youth workers already had some kind of previous experience in community context, so they kind of learn which skills are important to develop this knowledge to another, like to young people, how they can share this knowledge with them. And yes, well, this project is more on community development and social responsibility, which right now is one of the most important also topic and priorities for European Union. And I'm kind of finishing to explain my projects. We also have this one. Now it's almost finished. Jowlet, which is data journalism courses for higher education. And what we want to do in this project is design and develop curriculum in data journalism. Right now, different journalism degrees we have in Spain. We have seen that the people are very, they learn how to write, they learn how to express what they want to express, but they don't know how to present some information with data. And we think that for journalism, it's very important to present the information with relevant data. So, because it's risks credibility, and yeah, I mean, currently the data is very important. So this was idea of this project. So here we were analyzing different kind of skills inventory, like what is the essential skills data journalists must have. So we were doing different literature review. We also were interviewing some of the experts to in this field to gather this information. Then we created that data journalism course based on these skills we have identified, and we put this course in a learning platform based on Moodle. One of the last projects we are also carrying out right now is Smart City. This project is kind of more bigger, and we have more budget to develop it. And here we want to boost the technical and non-technical skills and competence for smart cities area. Right now, smart cities is kind of fits into sustainability goals and priorities of the European Union. So yeah, this topic is also very relevant. So here we want to analyze what will be the skills for technician profile and also for engineering profile to operating smart cities infrastructures and service. Usually, like now, European cities are adapting themselves to be more involved, to be like smart city and to optimize many things in the city. So it's kind of also very important, and we have different rankings about smartest city in Europe. So yeah, this project is important for this perspective. Yes, and here basically we are also developing competence map and curriculum, and we are providing learning resources to upskilling or reskilling these smart cities future or already technicians and engineers through this learning platform. And this is the last one, I promise. This project we started at NutriWell Pink. We started very recently. It's about nutrition, wellness, gender equality, and fact checking. And basically, we have seen that currently many fake news are emerging. We are like receiving through different mobile application, also in the media, also on TV. They are kind of different fake news. So we want to create awareness about this fake news, specifically in this field, like nutrition, wellness, gender equity, and well, to be able to the people, have some kind of critical knowledge, and when information is developed, when the information is coming to you, help know if it can be fake news or if it's something true. So yes, this project is about how to identify this fake news in this field. Also, training, material development, interactive platform, so the users can go learn in more kind of interactive way about the topic. And well, I have presented the 7 European projects we already carrying out in my university, well, in my team. So what are the results we obtained from this project, and which are the some of the nice opportunity we also obtained from this project? Well, of course, academic publication. As part of university team, academic publication are very important. So the data we are obtaining from these projects are helpful to make this academic publication. I'm sure that if you are developing a project here in America, you also kind of use the results to make different academic publications. This is an example from Smart City project. Here, for example, we developed, well, it's currently ongoing. This article we are developing, we applied multiple correspondence analysis to the data set we created through responses to one survey we have published. And we want to analyze which set of variables are close to each other and which are important to create this smart city profile. Right? Which skills are most important for technicians and which one are the most important for engineering. So, for example, the data coming from this project is helpful to create the result and also a scientific publication about what we were researching about. Yeah, we also managed to publish another paper describing the process we followed before to start to write this other article we are currently working on. So now I will switch a little bit and I will keep talking about myself and what I am doing, but also these topics I will explain also are coming as results from European projects. For example, one of the results is IT professionalism, which is currently my main research line and which is my PhD about. Basically, IT professionalism study the different kind of skills recommendation for different job profiles. So in Europe, we have different frameworks to know, like, for which position we need which kind of skills. And this is very important because in Europe, usually it's promoted mobility to different European countries. So if all these countries are aligned to this information, for the user is kind of easier to find a job, and also for the employee it's kind of easier to check if the curriculum of the possible employee fits for that position. So it's kind of an important topic right now in Europe, this IT professionalism. So we have these frameworks. One is ESCO, which is very big framework. It contains more than 14,000 skills or competence, and also almost 4,000 different occupations with all the descriptions. And also we have another framework, ECF, which is published as European standard, for example. To just explain you better, here in United States, we have also you have also one website which is ONET, which have this kind of information. Of course, the cultural perspective here is not the same as in Europe. So, well, it's kind of interesting to, as future research line, to do an analysis between different frameworks, not only in the United States, but maybe worldwide, and see if the information matches and which is kind of a cultural perspective for this, for the different continents and for different countries, if we are going to be kind of aligned to the same way. Well, we also have some kind of other frameworks in Europe for education, which is DICOM, which is like recommended digital skills the citizen should have at the different level and examples of how you can reach this digital skills level. So, for example, it's kind of interesting to apply different machine learning techniques to classify massive online open courses, for example, to this DICOM framework, which is kind of being one of the research lines, like parallel research lines, or you can do this kind of thing to see what will be the results. And also the possibility of IT professionalism is to apply also machine learning techniques to classify these different skills. We have, for example, in ESCOM framework, to soft skills or hard skills. Soft skills, they are skills which you are usually born with, but kind of learn during your life, which is kind of teamwork, adaptability, negotiation. And scar skills is something you learn to do, like programming, constructing, cleaning, etc. Then another opportunities European projects offer. Here I will talk a little bit my personal case. It's about digital accessibility. Well, digital accessibility is another main research line I am working on, and all this research line started with this project, WAMDIA. It's an Erasmus Plus project. We finished this project 4 years ago, and my university, in this case, my supervisor Luis Fernandez, he was coordinating this project in my university. It was a good opportunity because the European Union, in the time of this project, approved a new European directive, which said that all the public organizations in every European country, when they publish something to their website, all the content should be accessible. Like every document they place in their website, they need to be accessible. What means a document needs to be accessible? Well, it means that if some user have some visual impairment, for example, he is blind and he is using screen reader, the screen reader must be capable to read this document in an appropriate way, not without error, so the person can understand what is inside the document. So it's kind of shocking, but most of the public organizations in Spain, like ministries, are Ministry of Finance and other public ministries, they were placing information which is not accessible. So that kind of person cannot read properly the information they are publishing there. It's kind of shocking, but that is the reality. And right now, many European countries are adapting to this law, but most of them currently don't have proper knowledge of how to do it, how to make the documents, how to make these documents in an appropriate way to be accessible. So well, this project was a good starting point for that, but the most important results came after developing this project. For example, I was directly contracted by, well, as expert or consultant directly by European Union to make accessible some publicly documents they want to publish in their website. Now the Spanish public organizations are interested to work with us. We have a very potential client every year, which is Spanish Ministry of Finance, to develop works related to digital accessibility. We already developed some courses for them. We explain them how to do the things, but they just don't have time. So they are just coming to us like every year, and they're like, okay, I need to publish this bunch of documents to the website. We are already like, the year is finishing, so make them accessible and we will publish. So they just have no time, so they just ask for, they know how to do it, but they just ask help for us because they don't have time how to do it. So we are working with them doing these things. Just for your curiosity, we have a website. I'm providing the link below the picture. If someone wants to know kind of more in depth which we are involved on, you can go to the website and just check it out. Well, what I have been doing here, I did my research stay here at UIA almost 3 months. I have seen some bears here during my research stay. Unfortunately not in this campus, but well, let's talk about what I have done here. Well, here I had one of objectives, which is understand better how the digital accessibility in PDF files is working. Actually, PDF format is, it's good format because it ensures compatibility between different devices. It ensures that everything is compatible and that you can open it in every operating system and you won't have any problem to read the document. But internally, the structure is very complex. So dealing with some digital accessibility problems in a PDF files is very complex. So my objective here was to try to understand better how the PDF files at low level are built, and explore the possibility to apply to them machine learning techniques to make it accessible. And well, here Masume was helping me because she is an expert in machine learning techniques. So she was advising me how we can proceed to do it. Well, during my stay, we are currently finishing to create a data set for the most common accessibility problems and the solution we can apply to them. So then we can populate this machine learning model to try to solve this kind of more automatical way these problems in PDF files regarding the accessibility. And as I told you before, proper digital accessibility helps the screen readers to read the information to visually impaired users. We kind of have more possibilities for the future, which UI research team I was participating here, which is explores the possibilities of this data set of digital accessibility, also software development, and then also apply machine learning techniques to my other research line, which is IT professionals. It can be for the future. We have set some basis to continue to work together.
Can you just, oh, well, maybe you're going to talk about this now, but I was going to ask what some of the accessibility problems are.
Yeah, I will explain briefly.
Perfect.
Yeah. Problem understanding. Here we are. For example, we are developing a Word file, and usually most of the users doing. If we need to have here space, we just put enter, enter, and enter to create the space. But we are creating also these paragraphs which contains no text. So, for example, if a user will read this document with screen reader, what will be what will happen? Let me show you.
This document does not use page break. En blanco. En blanco. En blanco. And.
Okay, let me explain what happened. En blanco, well, my operating system in my laptop is Spanish, sorry. In blanco means a white space, okay? So it was reading text, blank space, blank space, end. So imagine if we have like these empty paragraphs in the last document. The user can just understand that he reached the end of the document because of these white spaces. So this is, for example, one of the problems in accessibility.
This document.
Okay, so what is the translation of these problems to PDF? In PDF, we have these tags. The tag structure is this tree. So this tree is used by screen readers to read the contents placed here inside the document. So if we don't have the proper tag structure, for the person it will be difficult to understand what a screen reader is reading to them. For example, here I have a tag structure, but we have some errors. For example, I know it that there are errors as human, and because I'm familiar with digital accessibility, and I know kind of which should be correct document structure. For example, in every document we need to have a header, like it's a kind of a title. Header is a title of the document, and we have different header levels. We have level 1, title level 1, title level 2, title level 3. So here, for example, this is original document. We have this title, then it follows paragraphs, another paragraph, another paragraph. But maybe some of the paragraphs are white spaces between these. I have to manually check it. And then maybe this should be also a header. Maybe this is kind of should be header of level 2, level 3, something like that. So when I work in digital accessibility of the PDF documents, I manually work on this tag structure. So what I want to do is kind of automatize this process and to help to the companies to have some kind of automatic tools to do it, because they don't want to do it because they have to touch this tag structure, and it's time consuming for them. So, for example, if I want to address the problems, I have to work in this tag structure and I have to change it manually. So, well, why is complex? The PDF internal structure is very complex to understand. For example, every text we are printing here, this is the instruction to print the text. This is kind of operator, and it prints the text inside the document. So it works on different kind of operators, like HTML language. It's kind of a tag structure. So this is kind of the same. I mean, it's not the same, but similar. So it's kind of complex to try to solve the problems at this low level. By the way, the tool I'm using to open this PDF file and to check the instruction is PDF Box, which is a library developed by Apache. And this is the debugger tool, just in case you have interest to check it out. So for example, this tag structure I showed you before, it's organized in one tree structure inside the PDF document, which is structure tree root, which helps to organize these elements. So it points, basically points to this tag structure inside the PDF file, and it has this reference to this kind of different objects we have in the PDF document. So if I can apply, for example, some machine learning techniques to identify which should be the proper tag I need there, based on the created data set we are working on, to original problem and solved problems, I can try to create some kind of automatic tool to help to solve these problems, not in manual way. So for example, to understand the complexity, here I have this one of the object which is has reference to some page inside the document. This page reference to the contents, and the contents are reference to the in the contents you can find the number, the ID of the element which print that tag. So it's kind of a tree structure which objects which point to different objects, different kind of structure inside the PDF. So I have to deal with this, and it's right now it's kind of not so easy. But we are working on that. Well, now 45 minutes, kind of a little bit, 2 minutes more. I want to finish my presentation. If you have some questions or you want me to explain something more in deep, please ask.
Does your system depend on using Adobe, the branded Adobe software?
To do it manually, yes. I have to use Adobe Acrobat Pro, which is very expensive license.
Right, like for me at home, then I couldn't make a document like this because I don't.
Exactly. You have all the different tools, some kind of open tools. Pave, it's a web-based tool. Pave, P-A-V-E, developed by some German institution. They kind of try to, they allow you to solve manually some of the PDF problems, but right now there are different kind of tools in the market which you can rely on, but they are more close, so you don't really know how they work, and you have also to pay the license for them. This Pave, for example, is one of the free tools which allows you to do most of the changes in this PDF.
And was your question, how to edit the PDF and make it
No,
more
it's
accessible,
because-
or just create a simple
Yes.
PDF?
Does Adobe have a monopoly that is benefited by this project?
I mean, it doesn't have a monopoly, but there's another tool like which have to follow the Adobe ACO, like Adobe standard. So yes, practically yes.
I know the university switched a year or two ago to Foxit
Yeah.
web editor. And so my guess, I don't know the background, my guess is that Adobe was getting expensive. So Foxit license, it's still a license, but it's cheaper.
Yeah.
With Foxit, you can solve some accessibility problems. We were working with the software, but Adobe is more capable. If you have license for Adobe Acrobat Pro, it's more capable to solve automatically more things than Foxit, for example.
Speaking of money, as you went through the budgets for the project, was that just for professional labor, or what did they?
Right now we are developing it with no budget. We have license of Adobe Acrobat Pro in our university, provided by our university, and we just trying to understand the problem to see how we can help in the future. It can be release a public tool, so the organization in Spain can use it, open tool, and also, well, we can, I mean, if some organization wants to adapt that tool to their environment, we can help them, but of course it will have some costs of consultancy, you know. But the idea, we don't have budget right now. We are just trying to develop it by our own, because we see an opportunity there and we just want it.
And the projects that you started at the top, there were prices with many of the projects. As you went through the different projects.
Yes.
And, you know, something was €1 million, it looked like. What is that money spent on?
To develop that project.
So professionals or
Yes.
people?
Well, professional, not only professional, there are many organizations in this project. We are higher education institutes, like universities. There are also private companies, but all the results are publicly available. It's public money, and we cannot keep and make kind of profit without sharing the results. So the Erasmus Plus platform ensures that all the results are publicly published, so you can find the results there. Maybe they are not yet because the project is recently starting, but every time the project finished, you can find the public results.
How did you get into this line of work?
Well, I was working in companies, in Spanish companies, like very international, and basically in Spain, the working hours are in a consultancy company, you have to spend many hours at work. And I didn't kind of like this life, so I decided to kind of switch to university and start research career. It doesn't mean that you will work less, but at least if you're working as researcher, some of the results are more for people, not for just for company. So yeah, I mean, I started to work at the university, and I kind of like it. I have very flexible working time. It allows me to do other things in my life. I like, for example, motorsports. So right now I'm happy because I have this flexibility, and I can do research for people, and also have time for my own.
Thank you.
Is there any other questions?
Is your presentation available online?
It will be available. I shared with the team, so I guess they will upload it. Yes, I'm also interested because many links are there, so you can click on them.
Does that get linked to the professional development page?
I believe so, yeah.
Is it on there now? I didn't see it. Okay, it gets.
I didn't see it up there yet, but I think it'll be there soon.
Okay.
Maybe next week.
Next week, okay. Maybe I will talk with them. Maybe we can publish it.
So we don't have any questions online. So.
Will the presentation be available online?
Yeah, YouTube link, just on the main professional development.
Can you also upload the presentation itself, because I have linked in my presentation, so if I show it in YouTube, they can click.
Yeah, I can just put it right there. I'll put it.
Yeah, it will be nice.
Yeah, I'll put it on the same page right next to that.
Yeah, on that professional development page, you'll link it on there?
Yep.
Cool.
Yep,
There's a lot of
I can
good links in your presentation that we could follow.
Yeah, that's important.
All right.
Okay, so you can place it.
Yeah, I'll place it today.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Is there any other questions?
I just have one more. So here, the older people and the low income people do not have adequate digital access. Right? They'll put something out and those groups can't get it. Is there anything different in Europe about outreaching to low income and elderly?
You mean that if they publish information in the website, they don't care if
They don't have a computer. They didn't get trained. They're outside the digital envelope.
Okay, this is kind of more different topic of digital accessibility, which I explained here. I mean, we have different organization. If old person do not have a computer, do not have anything to be able to access to the website, we have another options. For example, if they need to do something in a bank, in the bank, they can go to the bank and they will find a person who will help them. If they need to present a taxes declaration, if they don't have access to the internet, they can go to specific place and they will help them. So, I mean, I think we have gaps, many gaps also, but I know that some of the organizations are specialized on this, and to be sure that the older people can do it. Yeah, like most of these important things like tax declaration and this kind of thing, yes, they can go to this well, to the building where everything is developed, and they will help them. But yes, I think I do not know in detail, but I think we will, I think we have many gaps also.
Any other questions? Okay, thank you so much all for attending the seminar, and thank you so much for the wonderful talk, Sarah.
Thank you.
The password for survey is opportunities in all in lowercase.
Thank you so much.
It's good to see you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. You're on, right? What do I do with it?